please subscribe. Yo, so today we have some of our first franchise and March to October news for MLB The Show 21. If y'all could leave a like on this video, that'd be awesome, and comment down below your #1 way that you think franchise could be improved. What we're discussing in this video is the Coach and Ramon interview. They got posted on some of SDS's social media channels over the last few days. I'll be playing each question and answer from the interview and then quickly going over my thoughts on everything that they talked about. And don't forget that on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, MLB The Show is doing another one of their feature premieres, where this week they'll be talking about franchise in March to October and going into detail about all the changes and improvements for this year. And also at the end, we'll be getting a legend reveal just like the other weeks, and then I'll be trying to make a recap video that same night as the premiere for y'all, just like we've been doing the past few weeks. Here is the first question.
Will March to October still give us points to team affinity?
Yes, in fact, team affinity rewards have been increased.
I'm super happy to hear this, but I'm interested to see how much they've been increased by, right? I'm hoping it's at least double the amount that March to October gave for team affinity last year. I remember whenever they accidentally doubled the points, people were super happy about that, and it seemed like it was actually worth it if you wanted to try to get team affinities done by playing March to October to maybe take that route. And I feel like, you know, if it's double or whatever it is, I feel like it needs to be, like I said, at least double. But I feel like if it's a good amount of team affinity points for March to October, that just gives people an extra way to grind down and complete those team affinities, right? Not everyone wants to do showdown or grind down innings, whatever. Not everyone wants to do it the same way, exchanges, and giving them that other option, this one being March to October, I feel like is always going to be a good idea. Here is the second question.
Have you changed the postseason experience in March to October?
Yes, we've introduced new logic to make the March to October experience more exciting, more fair, and more in line with the regular season experience.
I'm really interested to see what exactly the changes are like for this. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a huge fan of in March to October where they put me into a game in like the 6th or 7th inning and I have to play the rest of the game from there, every single pitch of the game. That's just not personally what I enjoy doing for March to October. And if I'm not mistaken, I know this is how it was in 19. I don't know if it was like this in 20, but that's how every single playoff game was, where they put you in the 6th or 7th inning and you had to play the rest of the game, every single pitch, and that just was not my cup of tea. So I'm hoping to see that that's changed. Maybe that's what they're talking about. And I don't know about y'all, but I definitely prefer those critical situations that last, you know, only one inning or one at bat, a couple at bats around the game, something like that, versus playing an entire 3 or 4 innings. But again, that's just personal preference. I don't know how anybody else feels, and that's just my thoughts on it. Here is the third question.
Can you play multiple seasons in March to October?
No, not this year.
This one's obviously super short, but I wonder if that means that we might be able to play more than one season in March to October in future versions, right? Maybe MLB 22. And I'm just curious, how would y'all feel about that? For me personally, I think it'd be a nice option to at least have. I always am a huge fan and a big advocate for adding more options and ways to play the game in any game. You know, as many options as you can have, I love. I really enjoy having, you know, a streamlined franchise experience, and I think it'd be pretty fun to continue a team after playing one season in March to October, just do the exact same thing, but for a second season, right? You have the trades that you made, maybe players that you signed, anything like that, and I think it'd be fun to be able to do more than one season with a team in March to October. And overall, I think it would be great to at least just have the option available. I don't want it to be forced on you to play more than one season if you don't want to, right? Be able to take your team in a franchise after just one, or just be able to be done with that team completely. But I always like having the option available if somebody wants to have it there and use it. Here is the fourth question.
Is there new commentary in March to October?
Yes, we've updated content for special episodes like postseason, opening day, and World Series.
This sounds cool to me, but I'm hoping that it's not only a March to October feature. I want to see updated commentary in every mode, obviously, especially franchise and road to the show when you're in special games or something like that. I feel like it'd be really fun to have updated commentary for, like they mentioned, opening day, but also for things like the All-Star game, or maybe around the trade deadline or on the trade deadline. Maybe have them talk about moves that have been made, obviously the postseason, but overall just important games for a team and just in general throughout the season. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have opening commentary and stuff that you're not hearing every game, stuff that's only special for that day, whatever it may be. And I think little things like that can just really go a long way to making the game and the modes in the game just more fun and more immersive. Here is the 5th question.
Any changes or upgrades to lineup and rotation logic?
Yes, we've improved the lineup and rotation logic in March to October to stay more truly to the user settings.
For someone like me who really doesn't play a lot of March to October, if any, I don't even know if I started one up last year, to be honest. I did a full one and MLB 19, but I didn't really play it in 20. Is there anyone who could help me explain this to me in the comment section? Were lineups and rotations not matching up with what the user wanted to do? I'm just a little bit confused by this one since I don't really play any March to October. Here is question number 6.
Trade logic. Has it been tuned or reworked?
Yes, it has. Stay tuned for more info.
I'm super happy to hear this one. I can't tell you how many trades that I've seen pop up in franchise where it just does not make any sense at all. And also the fact that they did not go into detail with this answer and just said to stay tuned for more information, that makes me think that they might have made like a significant amount of changes to trade logic because maybe they didn't have enough time to cover everything that they wanted to for this topic here in this video. So hopefully that's not just wishful thinking, but either way, I'm just excited to hear more on Thursday during the feature premiere about the improvements to trade logic, because I think we all know that some improvements have been needed to be made for sure. Here is question number 7.
Can we use Stadium Creator in franchise mode?
Yes, you can. However, Stadium Creator is a next-gen only feature.
Again, it sucks that Stadium Creator's next-gen only, but I'm glad that we can use it in franchise mode. And something that I'm really curious about that I guess I haven't thought about until this video is if current-gen users will be able to download the created stadiums made by people on next-gen and use them, but just maybe not have the ability to create their own stadiums. And honestly, I feel like that might be the case. I feel like they might be able to do that because they're able to play online, right? PS4 can play against Xbox Series X and PS5, right? So, you know, they're going to be able to play in those stadiums that were created on next gen. They just can't create them themselves. So that makes me think that they should be able to download created stadiums, but just not be able to create their own. And hopefully that as well is not just some wishful thinking. But with that being said, I really hope that if you want to, you can assign all 30 teams in franchise their own created stadium, because if that's possible, I think we're going to be able to have a lot of fun making our own franchises, and I think we're going to see a lot of cool creations and just people having a good time in franchise mode. For me, I'm just kind of thinking of people maybe making college ballparks or all old-timey ballparks or something like that. And I feel like it could just be a ton of fun. Like, how sick would it be if someone made their own franchise with college ballparks and did kind of like a college World Series type of series on YouTube? I just think that'd be so much fun to watch and maybe even play if we're able to download, you know, people's teams, stadiums, stuff like that. Here is question number 8.
Any changes to budget systems in franchise mode?
Yes, budget systems have been improved and changed from a weekly to a yearly system, and the logic has been improved.
This is another one where I feel like I need some help understanding from y'all down in the comment section. You know, what does it mean when he says that it was changed from a weekly to a yearly system? Because in my head, I feel like it should be the other way around, right? You know, if something's happening yearly, I feel like you would almost rather have it happen more often rather than happen way less often. So I'm just a little bit confused by this one, and I don't really understand that, I guess. But I feel like either way, you know, no matter what I understand or don't, I feel like it's always nice to hear logic of systems in the game being improved. I feel like nothing is ever perfect and can always be improved, so that's always great to hear. Here is question number 9.
Will the depth chart from the Coach and Tatis Jr. video be in franchise mode?
Yes, actually the depth chart started in franchise mode and we moved it over into March to October because we all liked it so much.
I feel like it's always nice seeing features being added to more than one mode, not just being limited to a certain mode. And I'm just excited to get my hands on the depth chart feature and see what it's like and what it adds to franchise mode and what it adds to March to October, how it works and everything. and I'm always a big fan of new features and just them trying to improve modes and make them better. Here is the 10th and final question.
Any improvements to contract negotiations and call-ups and send-downs?
Yes, there is in March to October and franchise mode. However, it's way too much to explain here, so be sure to check out the feature premieres where we explain in detail.
I honestly love hearing when something is too much to explain in this video, because the feature premiere is on Thursday, right? It's only a few days away. I think that's literally tomorrow for you guys. For me, it's 2 days from now, but that gives me high hopes for the improvements to contract negotiations, call-ups, and send-downs and all that stuff, because I feel like it's got to be a lot, right? If they're not able to explain it in this video, I feel like they're going to have a lot more time in that feature premiere, and I'm excited to hear the changes that were made. And just like everything covered in this video, I'm just really excited for the feature premiere at 3 p.m. Pacific on Thursday. MLB 21 can't come fast enough, and I'm just happy to learn more about all the improvements coming to for this week, franchise in March to October. And I'm curious, down in the comment section, let me know, is there anything that they discussed that you're most excited for or are looking forward to hearing more about on Thursday? For me personally, I think it's going to be the trade logic, and if they're doing anything more to it, like maybe adding 3-team trades or cash in a trade, stuff like that. And no matter what happens, I hope you all enjoy the video. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, social medias and everything. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.